Wow, okay, what is up, you guys? Okay, I'm not even gonna give you guys excuses because I'm a piece of shit and I'm a fake YouTuber who doesn't post regularly when she says that she will. I'm sorry. Ooh, Snapchat. Basically, school's been a bitch. My schedule has just been crazy all over the place. I've been going back and forth. Last week was break, and so I actually thought I was going to record a ton of videos when I was home on break, but I actually just really took the time to relax and just be with family and not think about the thousand things going on right now. But I figured I would sit down. I had some time today and I really just wanted to sit down and film with you guys. I actually realized it's now December actually. Today is December 2nd, but I was just thinking about this the other day in November and I was like, oh my god, like it marks about 2 years since Rungh started. And so I actually wanted to sort of make a reflection video. The last video that you guys saw, well, a video that a lot of you probably saw, is the one that Christine Simply Nailogical actually tagged me in, and it was the Teen Entrepreneur My Story video, and a lot of you guys saw that. A lot of you guys absolutely love that story, and to me that still means so much that you guys really enjoyed it and loved it and really had a lot to learn from my sort of life. And I hadn't watched it in a while until a lot of you guys started liking and commenting and finding it through Simply Nailogical. I watched the video and I was like, oh my goodness, like so much has changed since I made that video a year ago. And with any business, with any startup, and just as a person in general, I feel like you grow so much as an individual. And so I actually wanted to make this video as like a reflection in 1 year from the last time I posted that video to where I'm kind of at now and where I plan on going. I just thought it'd be really cool to do a little a little reflection on, you know, learning what I knew then, what I learned now, what I think was a mistake, what was a success, what was a failure. I think it's just really cool to review that and see where we can go in the future. I think it's really important as an entrepreneur and as a person, just if you want to grow, to sort of look back on what you did and also just to really be proud of the accomplishments that you've made. So this might be a little bit of a long video, so get yourself some hot chocolate like me, and or coffee or whatever it is that you do, and let's get into this video. Before I get any further, please make sure that you guys subscribe to this channel if you are not already. So when I posted that video last November, at that time I knew I was cast on Girl Starter. I had taken off of school and I really just was in this predicament of not really knowing where my life was going to go in the next few months. As you guys have seen, if you've seen my last few videos, you knew exactly where my life went over the past few months. But when I made that video, I was still very new to like the startup field, very new to, you know, learning what to do, the things that I had learned. I still stayed true to a lot of what I actually said in it, and I just think I've learned a lot since then. And so I remember in that video I was talking about how I was like really excited, or just the like little accomplishments like I was getting in like small like school newspapers and stuff like that, which was really cool at the time. You know, the first time you land in press is always really exciting. This past year, ever since I posted that video, I mean, I was on TV, I did a whole entire TV show, I left school, our company landed in BuzzFeed. I mean, that was like, there was so much that happened in just like such a short period of time, and I actually want to like elaborate on some of those things. I always say people like never like for example, when we landed in BuzzFeed, a lot of people were like, oh my god, like I saw you on this video, like I can't believe that's your company, like they found you, that's amazing. And I used to think that in order to get impressed like that, they just sort of find you and they post videos on you. And that's not always necessarily true. In fact, most times than not, it's not true. And I actually had to do the work and find it myself and make that essentially happen. I knew that they were going to post a video. It wasn't a surprise to me. I knew they were going to do it. I just didn't know when exactly in terms of an exact date, but they told me that they were going to post it and that they really wanted to do it. So BuzzFeed was not a surprise to me. To a lot of friends, they were like, oh my god, you landed in here, like that's amazing, like you're doing so well, and blah 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 blah. And it was really, it was great. I mean, it feels really nice to feel like rewarded for all those things that you've sort of like achieved. And I feel like this past year has just been an insane amount of growth. I mean, we were, like I said, we were in major publications. Order-wise, we definitely did way more than we ever had in the past. And then, you know, of course, with just having to manage that, I mean, it was crazy. It was a whirlwind. But I think at the same time, I still have a lot more to learn. I still think where Rungh is at is we're still at that startup phase. We're not surpassing what I had hoped. We're not hitting those goal marks that I had hoped. And this is something that every single entrepreneur faces. It's just not something that they always vocalize. And I want to tell people that, because it's like, even though we have millions of views on our videos, if those don't translate to sales and if the market doesn't hit with it, then unfortunately, Snapchat. Unfortunately, if the market doesn't take to that, at the end of the day, they're the ones who make all the choices. I mean, you can have an awesome product with an awesome brand and everything, but if the customer doesn't buy into it, your company is lost. I mean, you don't have a business there anymore because you have to have sales. That's just be all end all. It has to be something that exists. It's like, even with after TV and after all of these things, it's like Rungh is awesome and the nail polish is great and we still have awesome people who just are so supportive and I still love it. But it was also a moment for me to sit back and really reflect and be like, is this something you want to continue developing? Because I know in that last video I had said that there's more things to come, and I hope to develop Rungh into like this giant brand of a ton of other cosmetic items as well. And that was always my intention. And after launching nail polish, I think as an entrepreneur and as someone who is in charge, you also just have to sort of bite the bullet and see, you know, what do people think? You know, what is the market saying? Do you tweak things? Do you change things? Do you not do something at all? Or do you immediately go and order stuff? That's something that's so important. And I think for me, my biggest thing was, as I was learning what everyone was doing, they thought it was awesome and really cool, but it's also just a little bit of a process. And I get that, and it's really cool, but it made me realize, like, I don't think I want to actually launch more product, because I just feel like it's a different ball game. Like, I've just learned so much about myself and about where I'm going with business. I still love makeup and I still love beauty, and I don't think I would ever see myself really leaving that. I don't really think right now I'm in a position to launch more product. But with that being said, I actually have this other really awesome idea, which I'm not going to disclose to you guys yet. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, because I will be soon posting about that. But I have this other really awesome idea that's also going to be involve the beauty space, and I'm really, really excited about it, and I really think it's going to totally change the game. So I sort of had this like realization, like I was really pushing Rungh and I was really passionate about nail polish and doing all these really cool things, but I also had this sort of inner realization with myself, like, Neha, you're sitting here at 20, I'm 21 now, but I mean pretty much the whole year I was 20, and I was sitting there and I was like, where do you see your, like, what do you want to continue doing? What do you see yourself putting your brand name on, and what do you see yourself running with in the next 10 years? And do you see that being custom nail polish? And I really thought about it, and I was like, I don't think so. No, and that's okay. I think a lot of people think that when you start a business, that first idea is your be all end all, like you can't change it, you can't move around, that's the idea and that's what you run with, and if you don't, then you suck. And that's so not true. There's so many business ideas that get started, never launch, or get started and didn't do well, or get started and get completely changed over. And there's no real good timeline for that. I mean, some people change their businesses in a matter of weeks, in a matter of days, in a matter of hours, in a matter of years. To me, that was one of those moments where I just had to really reflect on everything that was happening and where I saw myself moving in terms of the company. And so that was my realization, and I'm really excited to work on new ideas and to help my other like startup friends and all this other stuff. I'm just really excited about it. I've also just had amazing opportunities. Like, I'm back in school now, as you guys know, but I've literally had like 5 different people reach out to me asking if they could do like a research project on my life, which is, to me, that's like probably the most humbling, and like I'm honored that like people asked to do that, because when I look at all the things, like, yes, I've done quite a bit for someone who's only 21 now, but there's also other people who are doing just like insane, groundbreaking, world-changing things that are awesome. And for people to reach out and be like, I saw your story here, I think that you're awesome, like, would you mind if I like wrote a paper on you? I'm like, that's so nice. Sure. I've definitely gotten a ton of opportunities. I've definitely sort of built up almost a brand at this point. I mean, now people who I've never even met before are like, oh, you're that girl with the nail polish, like, oh, I heard about you, weren't you on like TV? Like, it's it's crazy because I had to work so hard to get to a point where people even knew that I even had a company, let alone like what I do. And now it's like at that point where your work starts to pay off the more and more you push and you push and you push, and now people are like realizing it, and it's really rewarding, and it's strange and crazy, and it's definitely a ride, but it's been interesting. In more ways than one though, I don't regret anything. I mean, I've lived and I've learned so much just in this past year and from the years before, and just even in the past few months, I think I've just learned a lot. It's definitely one of those things where I've just learned and lived a lot in the past few months slash year, and I think I've grown a lot, and I've learned, you know, what are smarter decisions, what aren't so smart. And I always say, like, I think the biggest way, at least the way I've personally learned the most, is always through doing. And yeah, I think it's just a lot has happened. I'm very excited and very grateful for just everything I've been given, the opportunities I've been given. I'm really excited to see where I'm gonna go. I think Rungh has been an amazing and incredible journey, and it had, like, I mean, for someone who started this all when I was 19, I would never have expected my life to take this turn in 2 years. It's just been crazy and rewarding and so much, and I really am very fortunate for the experience. So yeah, I just wanted to take a few minutes, talk about that, do a whole year in review. I just felt like sitting down and chatting those thoughts about life and a year in review, and just how I feel like I've grown over the past year. And I like it. I think I'm in a good place, and I wanted to share that with you guys, and I wanted to let you know that change is always okay. I mean, I know, and that's not even if you were running a business, but if it's like you decided that this would be your, you know, your choice, that you're gonna do whatever it is, and then you change your mind a few weeks later and you're like, this isn't what I want to do anymore. It's perfectly acceptable. I think it's so important to realize that you don't want to do something before you embark on something you're not 100% confident or excited about. I think that's the most important thing in the world, and I've totally learned those lessons. And sometimes I think everything has a really good learning lesson, even if it's a mistake. Learn your lessons though from your mistakes. Don't just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. Like, go over them and be like, okay, no, you screwed up with this, like fix that shit. I think that that's just Snapchat. I'm so popular. I think it's just one of those things where you have to really live and experience things, but learn your lessons, learn from your mistakes. And whether you have your own company or not, you should learn those, no matter where you are, whether you're in school or working or whatever. So I hope this video helped you out. I know it was probably just a lot of me rambling, me and my thoughts, but I just wanted to sit here and chat. Like I said, please make sure you like this video if you did. Give it a thumbs up if you... Please make sure you like this video if you did, and please make sure you subscribe if you aren't already. I'm gonna put my social media over here, so please make sure that you guys give me a follow, and I will see you guys later. Bye!